An exciting weekend ahead as the path to the AVP League ends in Chicago. And it is do or die here on court number one in the contenders bracket. Number 11, Brook Bauer, Megan J. Rice, taking on number 14, Piper Ferch, and Molly Shaw, who qualified through Virginia Beach and found themselves here in the main draw of AVP Chicago. I'm Victoria Dennis alongside Meg Bergdorf. Meg, what can we expect to see today?
Yeah, we have two awesome teams, 16 overall. It's a really amazing battle this morning. Yesterday, Piper Ferch and Molly Shaw, they took on the Olympic silver medalists, lost into 12-21, 11-21. They're going to be looking to have a big match here to open up Saturday morning in the contenders bracket. On the other side with Brook Bauer and Megan Rice. You know, they had a tough one yesterday with Tony Rodriguez and Gina Urango, lost in two as well. So these two teams are looking to have a better start to the day here on Oak Street Beach.
Looking at your screen here, it is Ferch and Shaw closest to us. Shaw on the right-hand side, Ferch to her left. Across the net is Bauer and Rice. So as the sun rises here at Oak Street Beach, the first serve will go. Putting the pressure on Ferch. And it's a first ball side out.
Looking like a very comfortable shot for Piper Ferch down that line, establishing her line. Maybe she'll come out with an angle swing the next time.
Bringing up Molly Shaw back to serve. That's Bauer with a first ball side out herself.
Looking nice and proficient, early starts, in system. They're both taking care of the passing.
There we have Megan Rice. Float serve. Picked up by Bauer, who takes an absolute rip there in transition. Bauer standing at 6 feet tall out of Fort Lauderdale, California. Who brings her partner, Megan Rice, back to the service line. Rice also 6 feet tall out of Hermosa Beach. Great block by Rice. Shaw's there. And she'll be able to score in transition is Molly Shaw.
And I native.
Go ahead, Meg.
I like the discipline that you saw there with Megan Rice at the net blocking. Looking to gobble up anything onto, shutting that down early for Molly Shaw.
Ferch putting the pressure on Bauer, who runs behind and finds success down the line.
And that looks just like a little bit of a missed lineup on that block from Piper Ferch.
Brook Bauer at the service line. Played beach volleyball for the Pepperdine Waves, as well as Florida State. It's Ferch behind, looking for the jumbo to the corner, and she'll find it. Molly Shaw at the service line here. Recently had a last name change as she married James Shaw, who is also in the main draw here. And an option play will go in the favor of Bauer and Rice.
And I feel this is going to be a very even matched matchup between these two. You have very similar size blockers, very agile defenders out there. So it'll be interesting. Megan Rice and Brook Bauer tend to have that little bit of a switch block happening in transition sometimes, which is a bit of an advantage to them.
Rice at the service line. Played one season at UC Santa Barbara before transferring to LSU. That looks like it's a net violation on Rice. And that is Ferch there in the slunks. Ferch bringing some young blood into the main draw. She is 21 out of Redmond, Washington. Shaw is there. What a read. In transition is Bauer. And she'll be able to find that point.
And that's an amazing dig by Molly Shaw, because if you see here on the replay, Piper Ferch goes up, open hands, right through them, makes that big play. Unable to get that lift on that appeal dig is Piper Ferch.
Bauer putting that pressure on Ferch out of the middle. Oh, it's a read by Bauer, but that point will go in the favor of Ferch.
And that's a really nice hand set from Molly Shaw in the middle. Piper Ferch had any option on that set.
5 apiece here. Shaw at Rice. Ferch. Dug up. Oh, and she will put that overpass away.
And that's great discipline. You know, she's a young blocker up there, but very consistent and very stable. Good feet to ball, and puts that overpass away.
Rice passing that ball. Shaw is there. Oh, it's going over, and it's going to be out of bounds. Ferch really wishing she had that one.
I do like that she's putting pressure on going. You saw the execution on hand-on ball wasn't the best, but the decision was actually correct, and that space was open. So that's a good decision by her. We'll look to see her settle in as this match progresses.
Yeah, maybe some nerves here on Do or Die Saturday. Stay Alive Saturday at Oak Street Beach. It's Piper Ferch with an ace down the middle. Standing at 5'10" is Ferch. Great serve there for her. Solidifying a 2-point lead now for Ferch and Shaw. Piper Ferch back at the service line out of Redmond, Washington. Playing at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo for one of the greats, Todd Rogers, the head of that program. That'll be a net violation. So a couple early on net violations right now, something we don't see too often, but it is an 8 a.m. match for those of you in Central Time. And if you're on the Pacific, well, good morning, and that sun will come up soon for you. And it's an ace for Bauer and Rice. Shaw going short and finding a point with it.
Yeah, your call, my line.
Bauer, nobody up. Great dig.
Come on.
What an up from Bauer. It's a wide set. It's not going to go.
What an awesome rally there by these ladies. This is a battle between the 11th seed Bauer and Rice and the 14th seed Ferch and Shaw.
Ferch and Shaw qualifying through Virginia Beach. And an absolute rip from Megan Rice.
Such a heavy swing from Megan Rice. She's opening up this series with a number of those deep, hard swing on the angles. looking to get a few points. Molly Shaw's been there for a few of them. Now she's starting to put them away because they're moving just a little bit around Molly Shaw.
Ferch dug up. It's Rice in transition. Shaw is there, has to go. It will not.
That's an amazing dig by Molly Shaw. Nice swing there off the high hands. She gets under it, but Piper Ferch unable to turn around. You know, sometimes that's very tricky to execute when they're facing away from the net. They just can't see the height of that net or their opponent.
Well, the city is awake, and so are we on court number 1 as Ferch hammers that one away. Bringing us to our technical timeout here in the game of beach volleyball. When that score adds up to 21, we go ahead and take a technical timeout because these athletes, they work very hard outside in the elements. Right now, Meg, let's break down what we're seeing here on court 1.
Yeah, not a whole lot of strategy being seen because they're just getting into their own personal team rhythm. It is early in the morning. It's 8 a.m., about 7 degrees from. Lots of excitement in Chicago happening right now. But they're just starting to settle. We saw a good few high lines from Piper Ferch establishing it early, some heavy deep angle swings from Megan Rice, not making a lot of errors overall and looking pretty consistent heading into the second set of this opening set. I definitely think it's going to be a battle point for point if they take care of their serve reception. I think that's important step number 1, and then see if they can bring one little thing, maybe a movement offensively or making one of those big digs and transitioning into a kill.
That's a great point, Meg. As the shadows are still a bit long here on Oak Street Beach as that sun continues to come up and over this beautiful lake. Bauer will pass that ball.
It's over. Yeah.
And into the coffin corner, it's Ferch taking advantage of that overpass.
And that's a nice point to pick up here because now it's a 2-point spread.
Ferch playing in her 8th career AVP. And a quick side out there for Brook Bauer.
And we saw yesterday Brook Bauer having that nice fast inside swing. I think it's her go-to zone. They may want to consider changing that block occasionally just to put pressure on removing that power swing.
You got cross.
Ferch. Bauer was there.
Reach.
Shaw. It's a wide set. Bauer sending it over on 1. Ferch. Oh, and the jumbo shrimp for an all-you-can-eat buffet. Breakfast buffet right now for Ferch.
And it works so well because she comes in looking like it's going to be a heart attack and then just leaves that hand high and lets that ball sail. And that's so hard to read as a defender.
Scramble play. Will she double down? She will, but it'll be just a bit wide.
I mean, why not? It worked the first time. That time, you saw the difference, though, why that shot doesn't get executed. 1, she has a slower pace coming into the ball. 2nd, it doesn't look like it's going to be a hard hit. And that's a little bit where that error comes out of.
Rice with the float. Putting that pressure on the young gun. But Piper Ferch will say thank you very much for an open net.
I mean, Piper's been playing so well, and she's been playing such a long time, even though she's very young. She's been part of the national team. She's played under Todd and Cal Poly. She's well dialed in.
Ferch on Rice. Rice takes a look and takes a jumbo shrimp of her own, but it's going to go wide, and we can hear Shaw there maybe ask about this set, but nonetheless, that point will go in their favor.
And that's our up ref, Scott Long. Our second referee on today's court is Matt Laveau.
Hey, let's go.
Point, Bauer and Rice.
And
Ferch
as-
Go ahead, Meg.
And as we switch sides, it's a great lead to have 2 points on this side switch. This is the middle of the match that we always talk about and taking care of match management. So these points right here in the side switch, these are huge points in winning this game and establishing and maintaining that lead.
Bauer with the serve. And it's an ace for Brooke Bauer. Her and Megan Rice have had a pretty decent season together earlier in Virginia Beach. They took a second, but they got into the main draw here based on their points. We did 11th. That's Brooke Bauer there on your screen, walking back to serve.
Hey!
Molly clapping it up, saying, all right, youngin', here we go.
And that's a great point to win. Now you're back to the 2-point spread. Absolutely essential. Again, this side switch is really crucial to dominate.
Shaw with the serve. Cut shot. Rice will find it.
And that's a really nice swing by Megan Rice. Kind of had the open half. You saw Molly Shaw hanging there. She might have hung just a moment too long before making that move into the pocket.
That's it. Yes. Light. Hey, let's go. Come on.
And that swing is a bit wide. Bauer and Rice now, a tied ball game.
And that's a big point to lose because that's out of serve receive. You have the first opportunity to take care of that ball. Piper Ferch is looking to go high over Megan Rice into that deep corner, which is a great location. It is open, just not clearing Megan Rice with a nice apex.
What a dig. Bauer, high line. It'll go just a bit out of bounds.
And what a chase by Molly Shaw. She's actually there over the line and can make that decision. That's an insane movement.
Ferch and Shaw earned a 5th at Virginia Beach in the Contender series, but Bauer and Rice got in to the main draw based on points. So then there was a trickle-down effect in the bids into Chicago. So even though Ferch and Shaw walked away with a 5th, they still earned that bid. Nobody home, and that point will go to Bauer.
Nobody home and a very good point to pick up. Sometimes when there is that open net, people want to do too much with it, and she just delivers it right to the middle back. Nicely executed by Brooke Bauer.
Bauer here with the serve. Serving cross court at Ferch. Dug up. Bauer in transition will make that cut shot, and it'll fall. Great play there from Brooke Bauer. Last season was awarded AVP Volleyball Mag Most Improved. And it's a wide shot from Shaw. Timeout taken on the court.
And that's a good use of a timeout. You have it in your back pocket, might as well use it. They're up just 1 point, and you've been leading pretty much the whole set. Nice point taken. Ferch and Shaw hitting a 2.69, Bauer and Rice a 3.18. Not a huge difference there. Piper Ferch hitting a 2.27. while Molly Shaw is hitting a 500. So a little bit of a difference there, seeing if Ferch can elevate. Bauer and Ferch both getting worked on each side of the net out of serve receive.
As we know, the athletes here all battling to try and earn that bid into the AVP League happening in just a couple weeks, kicking off September 14th. And let me tell you, something that is so true and tried about this sport, Meg, are the fans. I mean, we can see them right now. Their sunglasses are on behind Shaw and Ferch in the dugout, and they are in and around this court with their coffees. And it is just so fun to see. I mean, the Midwest is just, they love their volleyball.
I love it. And I grew up in the Midwest, and I fell in love with volleyball too. So it is definitely the heartland.
Somebody who also grew up in the Midwest, well, it's Molly Shaw right there, a native to Illinois. Sets the ball to her partner, Ferch, who finds a first ball side out.
And that's really nicely executed, especially coming out of that timeout.
Shaw there at the service line out of Naperville, Illinois, standing at 5'8". Went to Grand Canyon University. Puts that service pressure on Bauer, gets them out of system. Oh, and Bauer will earn that pokey deep, bringing us to our first possible set point.
You saw Piper Ferch pulling maybe just a little too early on that matchup, making that shot look a little bit easier.
Rice at Ferch. Bauer in transition, firing and taking set number one with it, 21-19, after being down the majority of the game.
What an amazing dig. Pops up, huge step close, and wants to make sure that ball is going away. Again, Molly Shaw sitting maybe just a little tight on that blocking lineup. Could maybe take one more step into that pocket and looking like she might have that.
Looking at the stats here for set number one, Bauer and Rice hitting 375, Ferch and Shaw 286. Ferch with 5 hitting errors. We know she is on the younger side, but she has a great setter in Molly Shaw, a veteran player. So I would expect Ferch to clean that up just a bit here. She's an elite NCAA athlete, but it's 8 digs for Bauer that'll give them that opportunity to come back and win in set number one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the errors that Piper Ferch had weren't decision-making errors. They were execution technically with that hand-on ball. So I would look for her to settle and make a few less of those hitting ones, specifically to that deep angle. She's trying to hit a few off-tempo shots. A few of those went long. But her and Brook Bauer are definitely being the targets on either side in serve reception. Wondering if they'll change slightly to Molly Shaw or Megan Rice at all, just to dabble in maybe a 2-to-1 serving type of strategy here.
As set number two gets underway, these athletes will continue to battle as they have one final opportunity to battle their way into the top 8 and earn their league positions. And it's Bauer and Rice with a first ball side out.
And again, we just talked about that. This time going to Megan Rice, opening up. Brook Bauer is starting to get a rhythm, get some confidence, changed it up in that opening serve.
Right.
Right is the call, and right it'll go. High down that right sideline.
And alternatively, now serving Molly Shaw and seeing what they can do on that too. So both teams coming out of their timeout, after the first set, changing their strategy just a little bit.
Onto action, but Ferch will read it and clamp down there on that block.
And that's a benefit from Piper Ferch being younger, because she's been training that in college. They've been seeing that for a lot longer than some of the other athletes have.
Ferch Her best finish was this last AVP Denver, where she earned a third with the Lindsay Sparks at the AVP Denver Contender Series. In that event, she was seeded 17th in the qualification, managed to sweep the #1 seed in the main draw. And Shaw said, okay, why not? Let's go play Chicago and Virginia Beach. The dig by Shaw. And Shaw putting that ball away in transition. Really great series there from Molly Shaw.
And you could see Molly going with her partner, big step close, nice high reach, and goes in the direction that ball is traveling on the net.
Bauer challenging that block of Ferch, and she'll find a point.
So Bauer's just put away a huge cut shot, a big bang in the angle. I'd be moving that serve around, either serving her to the sideline, not letting her come inside, or alternatively switching over to Megan Rice, or maybe even deep middle.
Ferch. Wide set by Shaw. And Ferch will find that corner down the line.
And that's a beautiful execution of a spread offense. Pass goes over to the other half. Long set to the pin. Line is going to be open. She doesn't even have to hit it hard. And again, Piper Ferch understands that from all of her training with Todd Rogers.
A 1-point lead for Ferch and Shaw. Molly Shaw playing in her 50th AVP event. Her career best finish is a 3rd place, which she's done 3 times in Atlanta. Therese Cannon defeating the 1 seed. She had a 3rd in Huntington in 2022 and in Hermosa Beach last season. So she is hungry for a 2nd or a trophy here at the AVP Chicago Open. And to do it in her backyard. Homegrown here in Illinois. Out of system. Bauer. Cut shot by Bauer.
You can't leave Brooke Bauer alone on the net because she will make it look so effortless and easy. Early drop here out of Piper Ferch. She already feels that and can see it, and that wide cut shot's totally open for her.
Why do you think she went with that cut shot? Did she see Shaw in the angle?
I just think she went with the direction of her body. She was really heavily facing that way, and just out of periphery felt nobody was up or in the space. And that's an easy shot at her height and her technicality in executing that quickly.
Yeah, executing indeed. And that'll bring her partner, Megan J. Rice, back to the service line. Rice at Shaw going short. No one is the call. Sending it back is Rice. And it's a block at the net for Megan Rice.
Dang, that was actually a phenomenal play by all 4 ladies there with a monster block at the end. Nice dig there. But you see the nice deep load and fast hands the ball from Megan Rice. She's still standing a #1 when she lands. Absolutely well executed.
Well executed indeed from Rice. Meg, there's some fun names happening with the AVP League that's around the corner. I have a couple of favorites. Mine are Palm Beach Passion and Austin Aces. I mean, New York Nitro is also a fun one. Brooklyn Blaze. It'll be interesting to see what athletes get drafted to which cities.
Yeah, LA launch. We're going to be launching some things from the West Coast.
Yeah, what do you guys think in the chat? Do you guys have any favorite team names, or do you want to see any specific team in any specific city? Maybe you live in that city and you want to see your favorite team. Go ahead and throw it in the chat. We'll shout you out here this morning. An early timeout, but play is back underway with Rice challenging the sideline. Out. Stated by Ferch.
And that is our referee, Scott Long, coming off the ladder and taking a look.
That's why I got down to check, but I have a closed line completely outside that line. Just out, yeah, just out.
Out is the final call from our R1 Scott Long. And that ball will have a touch and go to Bauer and Rice.
And it looks like Bauer and Rice are pulling away just a little bit. 3 points is quite hard to come back. Bauer and Rice are the 11th seed. Ferch and Shaw are the 14th seed.
Bauer with the serve. Puts that pressure on Shaw. Right up and over that block, it'll go.
And that's a beautiful shot from Molly Shaw, running a little bit more out of the middle. You can see she comes in to Piper Ferch, opening up that line. Nice high execution. She knows what she's doing, and that is a testament to her experience of playing on the tour.
Looking at the fan zone here, Colorado Cupcake fan said great dig by Bauer. And haters gonna hate. That's a great name. Said Rice and Bauer are beasts. They sure are. Okay, 9-6 is the score here in set number 2. Ferch and Shaw had the lead for the remainder of set number 1, now trailing in set number 2 after Bauer and Rice taking it 21-19, as we can see there. But these unforced errors, also known as missed serves, maybe attack out of bounds, count as unforced errors, will keep Ferch and Shaw within 2.
And back-to-back unforced errors from Bauer and Rice give Ferch and Shaw a little breathing room to get back into this game. This is an important side to win 4 points. So doing that little bit of a mini match management, you want to win 4 of the 7 points on the side to win the side.
And there's a point that they needed for Rice and Bauer. Bauer there walking back to the end line. Fort Lauderdale native. Looking to compete in the AVP League on her home state turf, maybe in Miami or Palm Beach. So they're trying to work their way into the league to maybe get a chance at one of those 2 stops. Bauer running behind. What a dig by Ferch, and she puts it away in transition.
Wow, and that is a top-level play right there by Piper Ferch. Absolutely beautiful pool dig. Lifted Molly Shaw with a great set, a tempo set even, and Piper Ferch putting it away.
And a block at the net for Piper Ferch, clamping down on that ball.
And just a small tide switch there. That was an important side switch, really, to win. And Molly and Piper definitely secured that. And they needed that. This is a must-win set for them to stay alive in this competition. If they don't win set number 2, they're out. They're done. We are in the contenders bracket Saturday. It's hard and fast on Saturday You either win and move on or you don't. Speaking of winning and moving on, the winner of this match will play later today in 3 hours at 11 o'clock on Stadium Court against Sabby Simo and Abby Van Winkle.
Who had a battle yesterday, losing to TKN. Taryn Cloth and Kristen Ness. Simo and Van Winkle pushed them to 3. And it even went overtime in that third set. Unbelievable volleyball happening here at Oak Street Beach. The third set, Simo and Van Winkle lost 17-19 to the reigning Olympic champs. So it was a battle.
That's a battle, and it's great, Vic, for LA 2028. Like, if we're cultivating that, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Hey, let's go!
A double violation will be called. With talking some of the referees recently, they stated that they're okay with more spin, less lift, is what they're saying. What a dig by Shaw. In system on the pin. Dug up.
Come on.
Shaw again with a dig. Rice with one of her own, read by Shaw.
Over.
Great lifted set. Is that ball in? Oh, it's just out of bounds. What a defensive rally for Molly Shaw.
Absolutely brilliant defensive contacts. Maybe a little bit low on the dig contact height in order for her to transition into a really nice attack. But absolutely beautiful performance on the defensive side for Molly Shaw.
Line. Yes, again.
On the pin, blocked, covered, in transition.
Oh, Molly, over. Good. Nice.
It's a tight overpass, and Molly Shaw will take care of that opportunity.
And that's a nice lucky point right there. A little bit of a gift from Bauer, Megan Rice, and for Molly Shaw to be there and step into it.
Shaw here with the serve. Option, read by Shaw.
Right.
In transition, one arm jab. It's an overpass. And it'll be an option play for Ferch and Shaw.
And that's a sneaky play and also a high risk play because that's a low and fast power pokey going on the opposite. But Ferch must practice that on the weekends.
Side switch. Now Ferch and Shaw, timeout taken on the court as Ferch and Shaw have a 3-point lead. So really making a comeback here, Meg.
Yeah, and they need to secure and maintain that lead because what happened last time, they had a good point run and then they got caught with a 2 or 3 point run, and that was all the difference that Bauer and Rice needed. The momentum swiftly switched.
Swiftly switched indeed. Molly Shaw is one of 6 women to play in all 6 AVP events this season. The other athletes to play in all 6 events with her are Sabby Simo, Abby Van Winkle, Carly Kahn, Sowers, and Kaylee York.
I love it.
Yeah, so she is a road dog, that's for sure, traveling all over the U.S. and battling on any given day and any sand, as the majority of these athletes do. Her best finish here in Chicago for Shaw was in 2021. She took a 7th with Therese Cannon. And it's Shaw here with the serve.
What a put away by Brooke Bauer. I like the peel dig attempts there by Piper Ferch, and actually she's got pretty good hands to make that move. But too proficient down the line that ball went.
No, let's go.
and an unforced error will give that break and another 3-point lead to Ferch and Shaw.
And Bauer and Rice have had a few service errors in the net. You can't give away those points in the net. If you're missing, make an error out of bounds.
Off the tape. Great pickup from Rice, who swings high off that block of Ferch. A veteran swing there from Rice.
For Bauer and Rice, in order to make an opportunity run for this league in the fall, they must earn third. So they must win this match and play their way back to third place.
Megan Rice going back with that float serve.
Line!
Behind. And threading the needle is the Mustang from Cal Poly Slow, Ferch. Can Ferch and Shaw push this to 3?
Yes! Nice set! Let's go!
A swing like that from Bauer will really challenge them here, Meg.
And I like that she's running out of the middle. That's a middle deep pass, comes down the middle. She has 4 options, short, right, and left, and deep right and left. Nicely executed by Brooke Bauer and Megan Rice.
Ferch behind.
Hey!
And the 3-time All Big West honorable honors and honorable mention first team is Piper Ferch. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Victoria.
Yeah, the coffee's kicking it.
Speaking of morning, I love that True the Crowd Zone says the Boston Butter will always beat the spread in terms of new team names. I kind of like it.
I like that creativity. I see what you did there. Ferch. Up and over that block goes to Ferch, and they inch their way closer into taking this second set.
And that is a beautiful shot. Quite hard to get far enough away from the blocker, short enough from the defender.
Short serve into the net. Looked like Shaw was trying to get them out of system there with that. Both Bauer and Rice standing at 6 feet. It's Bauer with the serve. Oh, it's a read by Bauer, but Ferch will put that ball away.
And that's a big point for Ferch and Shaw, making sure to secure that on that point on the side switch.
Yeah, what a play there, and to earn that into that side switch, as you said. Both teams hitting 400 at the moment.
Your middle, my line.
Ferch here batting .545 herself.
4.
Bowling dug up by Ferch.
There's light!
What a great call from Shaw, communicating with her partner. There's one, telling her she has a blocker up, because that is so hard, Meg, to see this set come behind you. It's hard to see a blocker in front of you. Most of the time you don't. So that's veteran dialogue from Molly Shaw, which gives them a possible set point. Side out, Bauer and Rice.
And that is a much needed point for Bauer and Rice. Still have some comfort room as they won set number 1. It is a must-win set here for Ferch and Shaw, and they're going to have to do it at a serve receive for their first opportunity.
Shaw behind.
Yes.
Will it go wide? It will go just a bit wide. Shaw trying to paint that sideline.
I love that play by her running the back set. She didn't really keep her hips locked into that angle and kind of turned into that ocean side, or excuse me, lakeside line.
Ferch taking that same ball on the pin, going against the flow, will side her team out, sending us into a third set.
And you could not get any more even than that, Victoria, because these teams are battling it out, both hitting just over 300, both racking up about 13 digs aside. Blocks pretty even, not much difference. Here's the difference, though, in set number 2 for Bauer and Rice. Unforced errors. They had a few missed serves. They had 5 service errors overall. They had 4 service errors in set number 2. So that's a huge difference from that's 4 free points, and there's the ball game.
Yeah, great point there, Megan. Looking over at the fan zone, Colorado Cupcake fan saying, just got to side out a couple times. You are right. As Colorado Cupcake is cheering on Ferch and Shaw there in the crowd zone. But who will continue on in Survival Saturday? Already warm and toasty here on the sand. As these teams battle it out here on Oak Street Beach on these 3 courts.
It is such a beautiful morning, Victoria. It's 70 degrees. Humidity, though, is super high right now, 70%, but hardly any wind. So feeling probably a lot hotter on the sand than it does for us.
Total prize money for the tournament is $300,000. Split between men and women.
Here you go, Brook and Meg.
So a pretty little payday there for these athletes. As we know, there was no on-site qualifier for the Chicago Open. That qualifier was the Contender series in Virginia Beach. Double elimination format here over the 3 days on these 3 courts in and around Oak Street Beach. I'm Victoria Dennis along Meg Bergdorf. It's a barn burner. Bauer with a serve. Shot. No one up. And it'll be a put away in transition from Molly Shaw.
And that was a much better dig height. You could see that she had space to back up and be able to hammer that one away.
If you follow Molly Shaw, who's serving here at the end line, she posted a photo of herself around the age of 11 and 12 at the AVP Chicago Open and said it was her dream to compete here, and she was inspired, and she's living out that dream right now. Inspiring, I'm sure, many more young athletes around the nation. Talking about young Meg, the majority of women playing in this tournament are in their 20s. We'll touch on that in a second as the 21-year-old puts that ball away.
That's a great swing by Piper Ferch. Her line shot just looks so comfortable, but she's done so well to hold that deep angle defender.
Seen a lot of the college athletes make waves here on the AVP, Ferch being one of those. It's a rip from Megan Rice, cross court.
And that's going to be the trend, Vic, coming out of this. And you see how disciplined Megan Rice is. Stepping outside, kicking out, big swing again. Molly Shaw maybe tight just behind Piper Ferch. But a lot of these young girls are coming out. We're not seeing as many college students because they're actually back into college now. So it's an NCAA compliance to play outside competition. But we're just going to keep seeing this huge pipeline delivering over and over again.
Yeah, it's interesting to talk about that pipeline as we see these athletes switch sides. On the men's side, the average age, the majority of them, 19, I believe, of the athletes competing are in their 30s, but the majority of women in their 20s, and that is a direct correlation for the youth pipeline that you're heavily involved in, Meg, and we're seeing it now on the AVP tour.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only going to get younger and younger on the men's side as we're adding men's collegiate beach programs.
Ferch with a pass, running behind on the pin. And a duel for Piper Ferch will tie up the ball game 3 apiece. Great set there from Shaw. Serving seam and finding an ace with it is Molly Shaw.
And we needed that serve out of Molly Shaw right there because that's a huge point. She hasn't picked up an ace yet.
Rice. Lifted set from Bauer, read by Shaw.
Right, up, up. Yes, Molly! Way to go.
Challenges the line as her family and friends, the locals here, cheer her on.
That was a very big point to win because that was a real point, as they call it.
Dueling high hands and a first ball side out is Bauer and Rice. Meg, walk us through what a quote-unquote real point is.
Yeah, so in the old school days, if you were serving and won the point, that was considered a real point. That's how you scored a point in the old days. So we kind of carried it over in rally scoring to say that's a hard point to win.
Bauer dug up by Shaw. A block at the net from Rice will go. Both teams playing pretty good defense here in the third set.
Absolutely, and what a scramble play. Maybe a little bit tight, but way to stay Megan Rice because she could have bailed on that, looking out of system, looking like it could be a maybe not great set. But instead of peeling, she stayed and she got that block.
Megan Rice here at the service line. A local to Hermosa Beach, California. Serves at Ferch. Challenges her. That ball is wide. And now the lead in favor of Bauer and Rice.
So now the pressure is on Piper Ferch. They have been serving her. That's an unforced error for her. This is a big point for Ferch and Shaw to get out of serve receive.
Ferch out of system. High line. A calm, cool, and collected play from Ferch. It was an out-of-system pass there, but what placement on that set from Molly Shaw.
That's an absolutely brilliant play. You can tell she's practiced that exact play because she's done it 2 times now. Over the back set, down the line, and rips it away.
Bauer. Oh, Shaw was there. She read it. But it was too much heat from Bauer's swing.
And for me, the battle is on. These girls are turning it up. This is an elimination match, and the heat is going.
Hey, let's go.
Top of the tape, it will not go. Point for point action as Ferch and Shaw try to earn one at the service line. No one is the call. Bauer putting that ball away. Interesting choice to pull from Ferch.
Yeah, Bauer's gotten a few opportunities where Piper pulls just that little early. And here's the thing, a player like Brook Bauer, she can see that moment because right before she jumps, Piper's already making that first movement. And it could be the right movement, but she feels that in the second she knows it, she's drilling it home in that middle back.
Rice at Ferch. Lifted set in the middle, and she'll double down with a middle swing.
And it is going back and forth. And this is what you expect. You have 16 of the country's best women's teams right here battling it out. It's going to be point for point.
Rice behind. Nobody up and hammering it down.
Absolutely beautiful play. They've changed the serving direction just a little bit, and Megan Rice has been ready to go.
Bauer. Shaw with the pass. Nobody. And attacking at Bowler is Shaw. Shaw here on our screen. We mentioned a local to Illinois. And a pokey will drop. 10 serving 9 and a game to 15.
This is an important point for Ferch and Shaw, making sure that they get that first ball side out. So a pass set and a termination hit.
Ferch. Swinging hard down the line. Bauer even stepping into it, but too much heat from Ferch will put that ball away.
I mean, Ferch is tearing it up down the line. It's such a comfortable shot, and she even has the defender there, and she's still beating them.
And 10. In a game to 15, win by 2. Bauer. By hands from Bauer. Her team alive and siding right out.
All 4 of these athletes are hitting a 500 or higher. It's an absolute battle to the death here, to the elimination on our opening matchup for the women.
Brook Bauer serving at Ferch.
Cross. Hey!
Deep into that angle. Great handball contact there from Ferch.
And there's that off-tempo high shot that she likes to bring in. Good point from Piper Ferch.
Shaw. At Bauer again. Nobody is the call. That ball will swing long.
And that's a good block setup and play. Timeout called. Nice use of it. There's no stress. You know, catch your breath, reset, re-strategize.
As these teams try, as you said, to catch their breath, it is crunch time here inside the third set. But if you are in and around the Chicago area, make sure to come on down to Oak Street Beach. It is free, a general admission around the outer courts here. We can see fans already staked out their territory earlier this morning with those beach chairs and umbrellas. But stadium tickets are still on sale, $22 per day. All games on Sunday will be held in the stadium. So the stadium has sold out for the previous 2 Heritage events in Huntington and Manhattan Beach. So make sure to get those tickets here for the 3rd and final Heritage stop.
It's going to be an all-out epic fight right here. We have just a few points to go. Both of these teams bring in the heat. It's going to come down to unforced errors, in my opinion, in this matchup. Single elimination, so the winner moves on. The loser is finished. in the Chicago Open.
Who will live to fight another battle here in the contenders bracket? Ferch and Shaw with the serve. On Bauer, who runs behind, out of the middle. First ball side out will tie up this ball game.
Nice, and now an opportunity for Ferch and Shaw to do just the same.
A first ball side out battle. Who will earn in transition will determine the ball game. Ferch. Nobody. Dug
Opportunity.
up. Nobody. Ferch is there. In transition again. And it's clamped down at the net from Megan Rice.
And that is a really big monster block at the time that she needed it most. Nice discipline by Megan Rice, and that's back-to-back points for Bauer and Rice, and that is a big point run here in a tiebreak set.
Inching ever closer here. Now with a 1-point lead, it's Bauer and Rice. Molly. Bauer. And there you have it, the play in transition we were looking for, and earning 3 points in a row is Bauer and Rice.
Yeah, nice timeout and strategy coming into that. 3 back-to-back, not what Ferch and Shaw wanted to happen, but they are unable to get that first ball contact put away out of serve receive.
Both teams attacking very well here in the third set. Bauer and Rice batting 643, Ferch and Shaw 400. Both teams have 3 digs and an ace apiece.
The winner of this match will move on to play at 11 o'clock in Stadium Court against Savvy Simo and Avi Van Winkle.
Simo and Van Winkle have been making waves here, winning the Denver AVP and Virginia Beach. They find themselves in the contenders bracket, losing to TKN in a barn burner in 3. 1917 was that third set. So the winner of this will go on to play Simo and Van Winkle. Can Ferch and Shaw side out? A possible match point here for Bauer and Rice. Ferch. Over on 2 is Molly Shaw.
Great point by Molly Shaw. Good read. Haven't deployed that strategy much during this matchup, so it's kind of already open.
Shaw, a local favorite. Seam serve out of system, pulling. What a dig by Ferch. Attacking on the pin. And there we have it. Back-to-back plays will bring Ferch and Shaw back into this ball game.
I actually just got goosebumps. That was such a good play in such a high-pressure situation.
Ferch. Shaw's there.
Go! Let's go!
Off the top of the tape. It will go. And relying on a little bit of luck on her home turf is Molly Shaw.
You'll take that equipment usage right there. That's unlucky for Bauer and Rice, but very lucky for Ferch and Shaw.
This is Shaw's home court here at Oak Street Beach. Her partner Ferch with a serve. No one is the call. That ball is in. Bauer and Rice will tie up the ball game 15-15.
And that's such an insane put away from Brook Bauer. She really loves the big angle swing. Very comfortable. And again, Piper Ferch not putting enough pressure, I think, in that motion or long enough time on the load and the front on the block, making Brook Bauer feel that that is so open to take advantage of.
An ace serve for Bauer and Rice, giving them another possible match point.
Look at this serve. She comes in like she's doing her deep jump floater. A little bit's taken off. So precisely executed.
Wow, what a momentum play. Can Ferch and Shaw side out? Ferch, high line. It's up. In transition, it's a wide set. Option play. Jump set over. Oh, and it'll go. Jump set is the young blood mixing it up, getting fancy with it.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
Good is the call, and good it'll go. Okay, I know this chat is going to be popping off about that one. Shaw. Nobody. And a first ball side out for Bauer and Rice again. Another possible match point. All guts and glory here in this third set battle. It's Megan Rice there on your screen. Adjusting. A little bit of a ponytail or bun action is a priority and confirmed. Rice here with the serve. At Ferch, what a lifted set. Is that ball out? Oh, that scramble play is out. And Bauer and Rice will live to see another match here. What a ball game. 21-19, 18-21, 18-16. The local Molly Shaw with her young blood Piper Ferch. It was weird. Quite the battle, Meg.
Yeah, absolutely epic battle by all four of these ladies. A little bit unfortunate at the end, but great execution overall. They'll be moving on to take on Simo and Van Winkle later today at 11 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in with us, guys.
Yeah, we can see our AVP crew adjusting the net as we have a men's match here up next on court number 1. Hoppe, Wyzurek, Firstborn, and Wilcox. We'll see you in roughly 10 to 15 minutes. Stay tuned.
Like you said, not a setback.
Well, you're a coach, you know how to say.
Do it well. Do a little low.
I only get to say because it's right.
So that was slow.
This one?
Maybe half an inch.